many different brokers. So I work with many different people and personalities and banks, all that. I just wanted to maybe give a refresher on how the loan process is, since there's a different point of view with loan officers and loan processors. So, also this month is my 6-year anniversary of processing.
Wow.
So that's pretty exciting.
Yay.
The first thing I wanted to go over was what is the difference between an LO and an LP, or loan officer and processor. Usually the originator is where it all starts. They go out there to look for the business, they put the loans together, they qualify, give the clients the best options, and they are normally the main point of contact for the borrowers. They're usually the go-to. They'll always have the answers to any questions that the borrowers may have, especially when it comes to qualification or the loan programs. So they're pretty much the face of the loan. The LP is pretty much, I like to say that I'm the middleman, or I work on all the back end stuff. Once the loan is ready to be submitted, I'll go through everything, make sure I have everything that's required to submit to the bank. And I work with pretty much all the third parties that help take care of the loan. So that includes escrow, title, lenders, underwriters, insurance agents, appraisers, closers, account reps, etc. There's so many faces that take a look into one loan. And I pretty much handle the loan from start to finish. I'll handle the submission, make sure everything is ready up front, that the loan makes sense for the underwriter to underwrite. Disclosures are so important. That's also the foundation of the loan. I'll handle the appraisal orders, make sure it's the correct order, make sure it's the correct appraisal form, make sure the appraisal is running smoothly, that it's getting scheduled, that the report is back on time. Loan approvals are probably the most important part of the loan. That's where you know what you need to close your loan. And I'll work with everyone to handle those approval conditions. I'll take care of verification. So there's VOEs, verifications of employment. I'll do verification of rents, verification of mortgages. Those all include working with third parties. Closing is probably the most important part of the loan process. That's the part that everyone wants to get to. Closings, they deal with, making sure your loan docs are accurate, they're complete, you have everything you need to close. You never want to have to go through redrawing. That just takes so much time, it causes so many delays. You want everything pretty much perfect up front. So that just goes back to having a perfect submission. If you have a perfect submission, you will most likely have a perfect closing. And then also fundings. When people see loan docs, they think you're done, you're ready to close, but loan docs are not the end. We all deal with funding. Sometimes there's funding issues, problems with monies, loan docs signed incorrectly, loan docs missing, etc. So there are so many steps. And that is the main role of a LP. And also compliance. Everyone is always in a rush to close. Everyone wants to close on time, but there are timelines that we have to follow. There's decision periods we have to follow. So we always have to keep track of those. And you guys can interrupt me for any questions or comments if you want. So that's pretty much the difference. LO is usually the face, LP is usually handles the back end.
Oh, Greg on there. Hi, Greg.
Oh, shit.
Oh, David Falker too.
What up?
Oh, can you see Breanna? David's on there. Greg was sick.
Man, I was hosting a call, man. I'm like,
Is Greg here or still?
Oh yeah. Greg was on there. Next door. He's right. Yeah, I know, right? You don't want to get up. Why use a processor? Okay.
I want to talk about why we should use processing.
I thought we were gonna catch your face over here. Oh, sorry about that.
Not every LO requires an LP, which is fine. But I feel like there are many benefits to using a processor. One, you have more time to grow your own business. LPs will not be able to work without the LOs, so the more loans that loan officers can find, the more work we'll all have, and of course that means the more money everyone will make. So you'll have more time to get out there, meet more realtors, look for more clients, etc. Have more time to pre-qual. Processing, it involves a lot of computer work. Every bank is different, every lender has their own system, and for the amount of time that I've been doing it, I've gotten used to new banks, and they're all pretty similar, but it's just a matter of me getting the hang of it. But everyone is different. Some are more complicated, some require more steps, some take longer. So if you have an LP, you don't even have to worry about all the back end stuff, learning key processes, because you don't have a processor to do that for you. And learning new banks, it'll honestly take maybe an hour or two out of my time, which is fine. I personally feel like I'm a fast learner, so all I need is maybe one tutorial, and then from then on, I'll get the hang of using their system on my own. All your loan paperwork would be saved with an LP. At least for me, I have my own system. I have my Dropbox on me, whether it's on my phone or my laptop. If you ever need something, even from a closed file, I will most likely have it, and I can get it to you in 5 minutes. I have everything saved. I have documents from closed files from like 3 or 4 years ago. I archive all my old files. I never delete it, so I'll always have everything on me, and you don't have to worry about that. If you need one thing, I'll email it to you. You'll have it in your email on your phone if you need it. And if I happen to not be on my laptop, I always have my Dropbox on my phone. I have everything on my phone. My whole work is on my laptop and my phone, so I'll always have everything on me. So you'll have someone to rely on to keep your paperwork safe. And then the last is your loans will move and close faster with an LP. Just because the processors were normally on our computer all day. So if you need something done, I'm usually on my laptop.
What's a good time to contact you during the day, or what's not a good time?
Normally, that's where we handle our fundings. As you may know, fundings always have a cutoff time around 12 to 2 p.m. So we have a good 4 or 5 hours in the morning to handle our fundings, and fundings are always top priority during the day. So mornings are always busy for me. They'll usually slow down by maybe after lunch. But I'm usually always available. I usually always have my phone and my laptop on me. But mornings are always the busiest, and fundings will always be prioritized in the morning. But going back to moving faster and closing your loans faster, since I am always, or normally always on my laptop, I can usually always get stuff done. Me personally, I like to give all my loan officers a 24-hour turn time for myself, whether that's submissions or anything you may need, but normally I can get whatever you need the same day. But that's me personally as an LP. Yes.
Is it better to contact you via email or text or call?
Email is always preferred, just because everything is saved on my email and everything is in writing. It'll be easy to find. All I need to do is search if I ever need to look back. Text, I mean, it's the same thing, but it's just more easier and organized to find via email. And then phone, if it's ever something important, I'll either ask or I'll write it down myself, whatever we need, because I've learned that having things in writing is so important. Like any little thing, you need everything in writing. So email is always preferred, just because it's easy to organize. But I mean, either way, all communication works. Yes.
Is there particular lenders you like to work with?
Yes. I love UWM just because that's been the number one. They're so easy to use. They're so fast. They're so easy to work with. There's so many people there to help you in each different department. If someone can't get you an answer, someone else will in a different department. There's always a team lead or manager above everyone, so they're very easy to work with. But there's not really anyone that I don't like to work with. They're all the same. I mean,
Someone?
sometimes. I'm sorry?
Someone's?
Well, okay, yeah, someone's kind of is not the best. Also, the AEs make the experience good or bad, because if you have a really reliable AE that will answer all your questions, that makes the experience so much better. I think that's why I like UWM, because there's so many resources, versus an AE that just does not return your phone calls or just does not really know the answer. I've met so many of those. So yeah, the AE has a big impact on lender preference. Yes,
Do you have a checklist that you give us?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I think this is the most important. Okay, so I'll move on. So, a loan is not ready to be processed unless it's complete. I've had so many instances where I'm given an ID or one pay stub, and they say, "Can you submit this?" But I can't submit it with just one thing. And I listed everything that is required for a completed 1003. I know some LPs prefer a completed point file up front. You guys are pretty good at completing your own, but I work with some LOs who are not that tech savvy. I don't mind completing a point file. It's very easy, and at least that way I know pretty much everything about the loan since I put it together. But there's a lot of things needed for a completed 1003. The most important would be your borrower info. So usually your ID and social security card will spell that out for you. But name, date of birth, social, address, subject property if it's a non-owner. Property info is always important, especially if your borrower owns multiple properties. Mortgage statement is so important to me. And the homeowner's insurance.
Questions. So mortgage statement, the most recent one, right?
Yes.
Most recent. Okay.
Everything, I prefer everything the most recent. I mean, I've gotten some docs that are from last year or months prior. I can't really do anything with that. And it's not just me, it's just I know what underwriting looks for, and I cannot give them a 5-month-old pay stub. They're not gonna underwrite it, they're not gonna approve it with the old pay stub. It's not accurate, it's not up to date, so it's not ready. Income is always important. If it's a full job, of course you need it. Most recent pay stubs, 2-year W-2s, 1040s. Most lenders don't look for full tax returns anymore just because we're running the 4506Cs. But if you're self-employed, of course you need your 1040s, 1099s if you're a 1099 borrower. So all income docs, you'll always need that. There's no way that you're qualifying your borrower without these. So you'll always need that.
This would do like a bank statement deal, right? And we can go over
Well, yeah, that's an exception if it's a non-QM. And I put bank statements if needed. Most of my refis don't need bank statements unless you're showing reserves, but those are normally the non-QM loans. Loan type and interest rate. It's just good to know, is this supposed to be conventional, FHA, this is non-QM, if it's non-QM, what program. I just need that info because those details are obviously the main points of the loan. Credit reports are really easy to pull if you need me to, but normally if you're putting a loan together, you need the credit report up front. We'll always need one of our credit reports. We can't go off of the soft pools. We can't go off of the different brokers. We will have to repool. And then I underlined recent, clear, and complete because sometimes I know borrowers maybe they're not as tech savvy, but they'll take very blurry pictures. We can't do anything with that. If we can't read it, we're not going to be able to use it. Complete copies are so important. We can't do anything with only page 1 out of 6 bank statements. We need all pages. No crossing out, no tampering. You can't hide your account number. You can't hide any transactions. They're going to need to see it. And of course, your lender preference. If you need me to price it, I'll price it. But normally, LOs know that up front. So if you want to send to UWM, just say Sierra Pacific, etc. But these are pretty much the foundation of a loan. Like this is your loan story. So this is everything I need. Yes.
Do you want our income to be calculated already on our?
Normally it is, just because that is part of the qualification process. I can take a glance at it, but I can't finalize it, or I can't, give you the actual one. Just because that's normally what the LO does, because the LOs do put the loan together and they do qualify it for the borrower's best program. And for purchases, of course, it's a little different. You require more. I'll always need the contract. If the loan is in escrow, you will have a contract. And if escrow is opened, then I'll need the info. Especially for purchases, I can't really start a loan without my escrow info. I need all their info. I need their settlement statement. I need EMD info. I need title info up front.
Escrow quote.
Sorry?
The escrow. Insurance quote.
For purchases, sometimes it's always best to have everything up front. But some, they take a while to shop for. If you have it, I'll take it. I'll take everything you have up front. It's better to have everything up front versus waiting for the approval. I know some loan officers just ask to condition for certain things, but there are some things that will make or break your loan. So it's best to have everything up front.
To avoid any headaches, it's just best to have this entire list ready before handing it over.
Yes, it is. That's pretty much a complete loan.
And I think I sent everybody that calculator for the income. You guys all get that? That's directly from UWM, so you just punch it in there, and it'll do the breakdowns for you. And there was even the business one, 1120s on there too. Because I know that's the pain in the ass. Everybody just gets like, I think it's math. Like, tax returns. I'm scared. I get it. I'm scared too, but
Oh, you
We made it easier.
You send out also the one to read out 1120s?
yeah, it was in there.
Oh,
It
okay.
was in the. It was directly from UWM.
Oh.
So they have little calculators on there. So I just said calculators. I thought I sent everybody.
I don't think I got it.
Really? No. It's right here. Sorry.
It's really cool to use that.
Did you get it? Did you get it?
I got it. Did you get it one?
Yeah, I got
You got it?
See, all right. You didn't get it?
I think I saw something that you said with the calculators, but I really didn't.
I think that's very helpful. The
Oh yeah,
calculators.
but for the 1120s, yeah.
Yeah, because when I was talking to a couple realtors, they they can only do so much math, and obviously they run on us. But if we can give them that tool to at least get them to meet what they're trying and explain some of the numbers, then I feel like that's a better tool for them. And then they bring it to us. And then
For the realtors or for us?
for realtors, well, a couple of the realtors have brought that up to me, that they wish that their LOs could give them exact estimates of payments, which we already do anyways. But like for example, if they're like, okay, well, what would it be if we entered with this offer for this, if we offered under asking price, what would the payment look like? So it takes time for us to punch the numbers, so we just kind of gave them a tool that they can have handy to them.
Oh, to calculate the PITIs?
Oh yeah, it's on there, right? The PIT? Or
Yeah, not to jump around on that, but on the website now, on the Rubin Tools Mortgage website,
Oh, it's good. I saw it.
it's on there now. So it has PMI in there.
You should break it down.
Can you minimize real quick? That's actually very fucking cool.
And I also
So we have one more slide.
Oh, one more slide.
No,
Okay.
it's okay. We'll go. I'm good. I'm on here. Where is it?
More. And those kids too. Go to mortgage.
Right up.
What do you go to? Mortgage. Yeah, right. The mortgage information, mortgage calculators.
Yeah, mortgage calculators.
And then go down to
Bottom.
yeah, go to the bottom.
Purchase mortgage calculator?
You can use that one too, yeah. Okay. So now they put the
Well, that one's
Oh,
easier.
that's nice.
annual
was
homeowners
nice.
insurance,
That was very
property
presentable.
tax,
Yeah.
and HOA. But this is the cool thing. It does PMI because I already played with it. If you put less than 20% down, PMI it shows at the bottom. Go down to the right. To the right. Yeah, right there.
Oh, the
So it shows it
Oh.
right there. So I'm like, hey, that's cool.
Oh, wait a minute. So is that automatically, it's already integrated? Like,
If you put 20%, that PMI will go away.
oh, I see. Okay.
See?
Oh,
Went to
yeah.
zero.
Let me see, go, now put 3.5%. You see? And,
Yeah,
down payment,
down.
yeah, 3.5.
Oh, you know what? You
Oh,
gotta
wait a
change
minute,
it.
that-
You gotta
because
change it.
there's-
You gotta change it to fascete. There you go.
There it is.
Okay.
Oh,
I think it already changes.
oh, it automatically changes, okay, so there it is, so just the FHA has to get adjusted to PMI.
I mean,
Yeah, but it's still good though,
it's something.
yeah.
It's better than what it was before. That's
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the exact right-on number, but you know, because there's a lot of factors that go into it. But it's a good tool
Mm-hmm.
to.
Can you go to the back of the list? There you go. Go down. How much? Go down. Go down. Go down. Go down. Qualification calculator. Yeah, your obligations, and it kind of tells people like if the numbers move. See this scenario, you got to make X amount of dollars. I think it's really too conservative though, because if you start looking at the math and going, okay, well, because in the actual number, what are the ratios? Jen, you should know this. What are the ratios for conventional loans?
Are you asking?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Oh, you haven't got to that chapter.
3143.
Okay, yeah.
No, conventional is
46.
45.
It's 28 over 32.
Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's
It's
FHA.
2836.
Oh, for the stats?
No, he's right. It's 20
It's
over.
2836.
That's why it's so. Think about it. But we don't
Yes.
use. We don't. We go to
I know.
45. That's why. That's why it's saying that you need to make 92 racks
Conventional.
to buy a $300,000 house. It's
No,
using.
in the book.
It's
In the
using the
book,
ones in the
yeah.
book.
In the
It
book.
doesn't use like what we use. It doesn't go up to 49%.
Expert level.
Now it's
Right?
like-
Yeah. Exactly. So okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I know
so-
about this.
Okay, you can go back to your goals.
It's really nice, this is good.
Well, it's funny because Luis, I emailed because his people wanted it, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we're doing it," and it just happened the next
Yeah,
day.
we did it like that.
We had to do it by hand before technology.
Yeah.
Remember? Everything.
This is actually that's my lifesaver right there.
That was easy. Mhm.
Well, there's another one we use too. Is I use Carl's
Like
mortgage
Carl.
calculator on my phone. It's called Carl's. It's a free like little thing you download from the store. I use it all the time. It's a calculator.
I've been using Point app.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah, easy.
That's good. You're so used to it already.
Point app.
But that was perfect on to get on with your
With the
customers.
realtors.
Yeah, with your customers or you're talking to realtors, that's perfect.
Yeah, because I want them to.
Yeah.
I
Go
can
to the
tell them to
website,
go
show
to
you.
an app and that's fine. But if I can say go check out our website, at least they're there and they search around
Yeah.
what other programs are available that they offer.
That's true.
So it gives them something to talk about.
Do you guys have any other questions?
Do you have a, let's say a non-QM list for like submissions non-QM?
Non-QM is pretty straightforward.
Okay.
If it's 12-month bank statement, you need 12-month bank statement.
Business information, all that
Yeah.
stuff? Okay.
But that'll be on your bank statement.
Well, no, because non-QM you're gonna need the articles of incorporation, all
Oh,
that info.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. But the non-QM, they're pretty straightforward. So, but they also follow the complete 1003. You'll always be a complete 1003 anyways, unless you're not using income.
Okay.
But that would be the only difference. This is my last one. So I can also help with your pre-quals. I don't just work on active loans, although active loans will always be a priority for me personally. But if you ever need help with AUS, that will be a deal breaker for most loans. All I would need is a 1003 and a credit report. Those are the two things that we need. We
So
can
for-
always, go ahead.
Sorry, for AUS, you can run AUS on conventional.
Yeah,
FHA.
conventional FHA, only the full dog ones, non-QM you don't need AUS.
Okay.
We could also run LP, those are. You need help pricing, let's just say like maybe you're in front of a client, I get these all the time, they call me, hey Breanna, can you price this for me? I'll do it if I'm in front of my computer, or, I mean, give me some time, I'll try to send it to you that same day. BOEs also help with pre-quals, that pretty much, clarifies your income, especially people with, variable income. I can help you with those. I just asked for your guys' help. I just need information up front. Obviously employer info. If it's a small company, maybe a direct contact info would help. All I need is a fax number or email address, because I'm just sending out the form to be signed and completed. But yeah, I try to help with pre-quals as much as I can. You can always ask me.
I think everybody should use UWM for the AUS because it runs it LP and DU at the same time, and as long as you upload the 1003.
You just need your PCF.
And then that's what you took care of that, right?
Yeah.
UWM, okay.
But it's totally easy to run. You just need that credit, right, and then the credit reissue number.
Yeah.
Would you find out through UWM when you run LP or AUS regarding the appraisal waiver right away?
I'll tell you
okay,
right away
cool.
on the findings.
Are they still doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing it.
That's cool.
As long as it's not investment home, right?
Non-owner, I don't think I've ever seen waivers.
Yeah, non-owners.
Or FHA. I don't think FHA does waivers. I've been getting some easy valuation reports. It's pretty much a faster and less cost alternative for appraisals. Pretty much a drive-by appraisal. They don't do the full 1004. So some borrowers like that, it's faster, but if the appraiser does call out for a full report, maybe they're seeing something on the property that really does need to be inspected, then they'll call out for the full report.
That's what UWM. Right?
Anyway.
The driving. Well, remember we had that thing with Mega, right? Mega Capital.
Oh, yeah.
That's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with them.
They did a waiver and then they're like, no, we need an appraisal on it, like when it closed 2 months later, a month
Yeah.
later, 2 months later. Yeah, trippy. And
Yeah,
we're like,
I
no,
know.
it's the waiver right here.
It closed and then they requested?
How long ago did it close?
Like two, I can give you an exact
Wait,
date.
we're bringing this file back.
Yeah, they're like asking,
That's crazy.
it was Miguel's deal, and they're like, oh, we need an appraisal, and they're just like, what the fuck's going on here?
They also asked for some other stuff, like a child support that they didn't catch.
How about when your file, they say, oh, your file's in a hazard area. Hold on, you have to pay for the insurance coverage, or for the additional appraisal coverage. Like what? Like 3 months later. Remember we had a bunch of that?
Yeah, that was when with the
fires.
With the fires? Yeah.
Yeah, file didn't close, and then come back and says, well, investor wants you to do a hazard declaration. It's not a hazard area. And you gotta pay for an appraisal report for $109.
Now,
2 months later.
Now, when those
Yeah, that's true.
when those
That's
scenarios
true.
happen, what?
But they made a sign. They made a sign that the agreement was
Yeah,
that,
the law officer would
that we would
cover
be responsible.
If they didn't wanna
Yeah, they
do that report, if later the investor required that, right?
Even if it's months after they
Yeah,
didn't
months
invite,
after.
you have to take
And
care
then
of it.
a Manhattan investor decides, hey, this isn't a hazard area in Southern California, run it, then we have to cover it.
Well, technically, we have to try, because the buyer signs in the docs that even if the deal closes, they'll help with anything needed after the fact. That's what people don't realize. It's in the docs. And then we, as broker or even Breanna, we gotta do everything we gotta do. I mean, if it doesn't happen, but we gotta try because then they'll just cut us. They'll be like, oh yeah, you know, we don't do it anymore. Even though they go, it's our fault, but.
It's called FEMA. FEMA was the one who they were requesting it.
Wow.
I remember that one. Yeah.
FEMA.
FEMA. Mm-hmm.
FEMA. Cool.
Any other questions?
Jennifer, do you have any questions?
Can I get
On
an
ratios.
email of the checklist? I wrote it down, but it'd be good to have on my phone.
Yeah, I'll put together like a PDF, so it's easy to save.
That'd be my wallpaper.
Oh, last question.
Your wallpaper.
Yeah. When you get conditions on stuff, do you submit them all or as you get them?
What I've learned is underwriters do not like that. They do not like piecemealing. The only time I will, is if it's something that's a deal breaker. Like right now, I have this, new construction manufactured home. The approval is subject to some elevation certificate. I got it. So the loan was just approved yesterday. I got the cert yesterday. I sent that in yesterday to get signed off. But it wasn't completed, so I need to fix that. But no, the only time I will piecemeal if it's like a deal breaker. Usually income is always important. The good thing with UWM is they have separate underwriters. So they have an underwriter just for income and credit, and then there's an underwriter too that will take care of your appraisal, title work, and other conditions, insurance, etc. But I mean, you can send me your conditions along the way as you go. I'm just not going to submit them until I have everything, unless it's like a deal breaker. I'm not gonna upload insurance right away, unless like you really need a CD. There's always exceptions to everything, but normally no. Underwriters don't want piecemealing. It affects your turn times as well. They'll make your loan go slower because the more times you have to touch it, it just prolongs the underwriting process for them.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. Well, then Breanna has done a lot of processing loans. I don't even know how many loans she leased through here. I don't know, maybe 500-600 loans. Totally a lot. So she knows a lot. Yeah, she's done that about. What do you think about that? Maybe more?
Yes.
Yeah, around there.
She's quick.
Crazy how.
She's very fast.
The McDonald's.
She's
Served.
It's like you order flat, it's already there. Oh, shoot, okay.
So the emails it is, huh?
It's like in and out. It just moves quick. The line might be big, but it moves quick.
Cool.
I mean, I'm always here to help. That's my job. It is just me though. I don't have anyone helping me. So the more you can help me, the more I can help you, which is pretty much the whole point of this presentation, just to show how we can all help each other, because we're all here to do the same thing. We all have the same end goal. But yeah, I am always here to help. You can always ask me questions. If I don't have the answer, I'll try to find it. But I work with so many banks and so many people, so I've seen so much and experienced so much. I've had loans fall through. I've had so many different scenarios, so I've seen a lot.
Cool.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Real quick, before so I don't have to send an email to you guys, just to let you know a couple things. We got approved by Alabama, finally. So
Yay.
Forrest Gump, Alabama. You guys want to say more? So it's the same thing, the way I have it structured, everything we can do here, we can do in other states. So Florida, like, did you have those two loans? Did ever Florida start?
They're putting it together.
Okay. So like Florida, Alabama, Colorado, Texas, and Tennessee, and California, whatever we do here, it's just like doing it, we can do the same thing. So don't be like, oh, no, it's the same thing. Every state has maybe their little like forms that are different, but like if we use UWM, they're totally cool where they'll just like add it in there. So they'll do it for us. So all we gotta do is just, okay, can you do it on that? And obviously we can do DSCR in other states without having licenses, but this we can do full.
And not QM, same thing.
Yeah, but like in these states we can
Yeah,
do everything.
full, everything.
In the other states that we're not approved, we can only do non-QM or DSCR,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
But not every state, right? Because like
So we can't do any of the traditional loans in other states, except for the ones you just mentioned.
exactly.
So it's so we got California, Texas, Florida, Alabama, what else?
Tennessee.
In Colorado, so we got 6.
Colorado.
We got 6 on the
What about dispensaries?
Yeah, you do whatever you want with them. And then last was oh yeah, if you guys want to use that, this is a new thing, Pivo. We saw that at the
What?
It's called Pivo. It was at the thing.
yeah.
If you guys want to use it for the media room or whatever, or even for like your open houses or if you have agents, just email me that you took it so I don't think it's stolen.
Yeah.
It like follows you as you walk and talk.
If you need a tutorial for the virtual tours for the houses for any of your showings, just let me know and I'd be more than happy to help you out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like if you're standing up and you walk, it's gonna follow you.
Not right now, I just have it focused onto
Oh,
her
okay,
screen.
okay.
But if I change the settings, yes, it will start.
Cool.
Really? Did she have to carry something around?
No.
It just follows. You just
follows
it
you around.
has
Focus?
face
Like motion.
recognition.
Ah.
And then for if you guys do your content, your stuff like that, I was talking to Frank. He said that some of his top offices in North Carolina, actually, he says they're all younger and they all do what Jen when you showed. They all do those Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever.
Yeah, so I was in a meeting or class last week, and social media right now is like everybody's just pumping out nothing but content because Instagram is gonna phase out pictures and they're gonna just start doing videos and reels. So that's gonna be
That's how I've gotten my last few buyers. Social media.
Wow.
social media. Yeah. So if you can record content every day or at least several times out of the week, that'd be helpful to your business.
Great. Take the
And-
go outside and use it to do your thing.
Yeah. And Instagram will be adding features for any of your categories. So if you're talking about real estate, you're doing showings or selling or purchase, etc., you can actually categorize that as real estate. Or if you're talking about loans, you can do mortgage lending, etc. So it'll be into smaller bucket categories for your content that way. So if anybody's searching up mortgage
Yeah,
lending,
they'll hop in their algorithm and then.
exactly.
One more time, what was that?
So let's say if I do a video regarding any mortgage lending programs that are available, instead of using a hashtag, it's an actual tag that will put it into a separate bucket on Instagram. And if anybody's looking for any particular content that has to do with mortgage lending,